In the year 2000, people said that was the event. In the year 2012, people said that was the event. Here we are in 2020 and we're having the event again. Well, I've got news for you. The event is not happening, and stop waiting. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm Will Rucker, and I help awakening people actualize their spirituality. In this video, we're going to talk about the event, or the rapture, or the second coming of Christ, or any of these number of end of the world, end time event type things. I don't even know what to call them because there's so many different versions, but I want you to know it's not happening right now, and it's not going to happen ever. There's no event. It's a continual process. We are constantly experiencing the event. Every single day, the event is happening. And it's never stopped happening, and it never will stop happening. What we're experiencing is people are starting to wake up. People are starting to expand in their awareness and become more sensitive to the things that are spiritual. Physically, we have our five senses, and then some people have a sixth sense where they kind of can feel energies in the room or the world or the universe. But really, there are more senses than that. And as we attune, as we awaken, as we open ourselves up to what the world really is, we'll experience more of what the world really is. The event, you can stop wondering. It's not happening. Like, there's not going to be a mass awakening. We're not going to wake up one day and it's utopia. It's not how it works. But what we are seeing is people are recognizing that the system we've been in has failed. It's not failing. It has failed. It's over. It's done with. That system does not, cannot, will not work. Our government isn't failing. Here in America, we have what is supposed to be a representative government, but it's not a representative government. And that's why it is a failed government. It's not failing, it is failed because it no longer actually represents the people. Anytime you have someone in Congress or the Senate for 40 years, it's no longer a person that can represent the people because we aren't in the Congress. We aren't in the Senate. The people aren't politicians. The people are farmers and grocers and janitors and call center representatives and YouTubers and all of these things. That's what the people are. People are day traders. The people are nannies. The people are parents. The people are siblings. The people are students. And until our government returns to representing the people, it's not really a representative government. I mean, that's kind of A does not equal B, right? So understand that this event is similar in that way. It's not going to just happen and all of a sudden we wake up. But we're going to start seeing shifts, or we are seeing shifts. We have been seeing shifts. They are pretty incremental, and some, if you're not really conscious to them, they can almost be completely missed because they're so small. And because if you're not paying attention, you'll definitely miss it. Have you ever seen the video where you have the two teams passing the ball and they say, count how many passes the team in the white has? Then a gorilla goes by and then they're like, did you see the gorilla? And everyone's like, no, what gorilla? And then they play the video again and it's slow motion. The gorilla's like dancing and moonwalking. Well, this is kind of the same thing. You don't pay attention to what you're not paying attention to. It's just the way our focus works. People say, oh, I'm a great multitasker. I see it on resumes all the time. I'm able to multitask. No, you're not. Not how the brain functions. You're able to switch tasks rapidly, but you're not able to multitask. You're only able to truly do one thing at a time. That's just how our brain is wired. That's how it works. And so if you're not paying attention to something, yes, you will miss it. That's why things have to catch our attention or grab our attention, because when we're focused on something, that's what we're focused on. That's our reality in that moment. And as we're focused in, other things are pushed out. So for example, you could be really deep in a book and completely miss that people are coming in and out. Have you ever been on a subway train reading? You go 10 stops and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm at my exit already. How did that happen? Well, because you've been focused on that book. You haven't been paying attention to the changes in your surrounding. And that's why we have to expand our consciousness and our awareness so that we see more of our surroundings. Our attention can be given to more at the same time. That's all this elevation talk is really about. The higher we get, the more we can see. Just like when we go in an airplane, we can see more of the land at one time. We don't see the fine details necessarily, but we can see greater areas. And in that greater area, we recognize, oh, this thing that I thought was a big problem, very small. So even in this, as we awaken spiritually, we discovered that there's not just an awakening, there are awakenings. And as you continue to have awakenings, you begin to recognize how many more awakenings you still have to go and how much more there is to explore. And then you get to a point where you recognize that, oh my gosh, this never ends. Like, I'll never be done. It's truly infinite. And of course, what does infinite means? Without end. That's like the way it means. In, without, finish. So I used to do music. I still do music kind of ish. I don't do classical as much now, but you have all these fine and all these words. Really, really cool. But it all boils down to, it tells you what's going on. Well, infinite is telling you there's no finish. And so you'll never fully awaken. You'll never reach a state of consciousness where you just have it all. Like, never gonna happen. And at the same time, it's all within you. That's the amazing paradox of this reality, is the entire universe, all of existence is present within you at the same time while you're just oblivious to it. You don't recognize how much is in you at this very moment because you've chosen that. You've chosen to limit your understanding and your ability to what you have and to go through the process of this journey of awakening and awakening and awakening. Every day you wake up from sleep. Some of you wake up 2 or 3 times because you take naps. Hashtag jealous, because I don't get naps. But you wake up several times. Why do you think spirituality is any different? Why do you think that there's only one awakening that you get to experience spiritually? There are infinite awakenings. And that's why this is not the event. This may be a seismic shift in our consciousness. And I believe it is. I believe that we are learning that fear is just a human emotion. And it's not real. Fear is completely imaginary. We're fearing imagination, and we recognize that that's not ideal. So I think that's the seismic shift we're going to have. But we're also recognizing that we are a collective, and that what happens in China happens in America, and what happens in America is going to happen in the Bahamas, and so on and so forth. Y'all know geography. So we've come to the place now where we recognize we've got to take care of the most weak among us, because what happens to them can happen to us. And if we are the most weak, we're like, yeah, I've been saying it for a while. Take care of me, help me out. And it's not because someone's lazy. It's not because they're awful. It's not because they're not great and, they deserve this and they're scum. It's none of that. It's that we all have incarnated in different ways so that we could show compassion, so that we could be generous, so that we could help others. Because love does. Love isn't just an is, which love, of course, is, but love is a does. Love does. I think of Forrest Gump kind of when I say that. But what do you say? Love is as love does? I don't know. Something like that. Someone put the quote in the comments. But love is one of those things that without action, it's not truly expressed. That's why there are so many people, because love has to have an object to express itself as and to. So that's why we keep dividing and dividing and dividing, or I should say multiplying, because we're splintering off. That's really what happens when a man and a woman love each other very much. They go in their special room, and then the stork brings them a baby. That's how it happens. No, but in all honesty, that's what happens. They come together as one. They divide, and then the mother divides again. The baby comes out, and now you have a third person, and fourth, and so on and so forth. That's just the nature of reality. It's going to keep expanding that way, and we'll keep discovering new things. And as this world continues to expand and grow, we will come back to a place of oneness. We will return to ancient truths. Our new wisdom will be ancient wisdom. Our new discoveries, our revelation will actually be a recovery of what we've always known. Taking care of the planet isn't just something tree huggers do. It's something that we all need to do. Taking care of each other isn't just a liberal hippie idea. It's what we have to do to survive. The way that we've been functioning has been dysfunctional. And we've been putting Band-Aid over Band-Aid over Band-Aid. And finally, the Band-Aids aren't working. The Band-Aids are coming off. And we're seeing the importance of treating each other well, of loving each other, of recognizing our true connectedness, recognizing that there really is no division between us. We are one body operating together. And if your body decided it was going to do its own thing, each body part working independently, you wouldn't last very long. And that's what we've been doing. We've been thinking we're individuals. We've thought our country was its own country, and we put in our country first. And then we've discovered, oh my gosh, well, we need other countries to help us. We've discovered that, oh my gosh, these other countries have the exact same problems we have, and they have treasures that we haven't even thought about. So there's value everywhere. And as we learn to see each other's value, we will hasten the event. We will see the awakenings happen more quickly and more deeply and more often. We'll see people expanding their consciousness in new and radical ways. We'll begin to be able to not only be empathic, but psychic in a sense, where we can not only feel what others are feeling, but we can begin to sense what they're thinking. And the reason we can't do that yet is because we kill each other. Can you imagine if we could just hear each other's thoughts? Ooh, her breath stank. What if we were just hearing each other's thoughts? That would be, oh, I'm not ready for that. I'll just tell you that right now. I think some things I shouldn't think. But as our consciousness expands and we truly begin to see each other through the lens of love, then all of our thoughts become love-oriented, and they're free to share. What would you have to hide for someone you loved unconditionally? That baby, that new puppy, that unconditional love you feel. Oh my gosh, it pooped. How cute is that? Oh my God, it bit me. That hurt so badly, but it was so cute, right? That's how we treat things that we really, really love. And that's how we need to treat each other. We need to recognize that people are responding out of their pain. I heard a song the other day that says, the broken are breaking, and those that have had their joy taken are taking from other people. It's just a profound song. And that's exactly what we're seeing. We've gotten so accustomed to being defensive that we've forgotten how to be partnered. We've forgotten that we should be fighting as a team. Instead, we're fighting as if we're enemies. And we're not. We're not enemies. In fact, there's no such thing as an enemy on this planet. It is no such thing. It's only an illusion. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. Give me a like. That's so important. And also, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification bar so that you know when a new video is posted. I post every Thursday and every Sunday. And I've been doing a lot of videos in between too, so make sure that you are in the loop so you don't miss a single video. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought about this. Are you sold that the awakening is happening? That the return is imminent, that this is how it ends? Or do you kind of, having heard this, do you agree? Like, oh my gosh, these are incremental changes. Things are happening continually, and it's not an event, it's continuous. Let me know your thoughts. I really love to hear from you. As I always say, you are not just a drop in the ocean. No, you are the entire ocean in a drop. Know that I love you. Love yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.